One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to the home of the Tulane Green Wave, Human Stadium in New Orleans, Louisiana. As we'll see the number 17 team in the country, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on a team from the American, the Tulane Green Wave. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Golden Gophers will boot it away to start the game. On the run from inside his own 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. Looking for a gap, it's Dobbs. Pushes ahead for 2, they'll mark it at the 17.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Got 3 on first down, it's 2nd and 7. Makes the grab. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Tulane right back to the line.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
To the air, it's Gomez. Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle, it's Moncrief. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that, you got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Quarterback may change this route. Looking to throw on first down. Got his man to the left. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
They've hit him with back-to-back chunk plays. Now it's 1st and goal. On the move. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Green Wave.
And they talked about it this week with us. They talked about wanting to start this football game fast. Nothing like taking the opening possession, using your script to your advantage, and then getting closer and exerting your physicality, running the football in, off to a hot start for this offense.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays and closed the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Offense in a bunch formation. These DBs going to give a little cushion. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
They'll run it from the gun. At the 35, he's got room. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. Tempo and overdrive.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the line to call another play.
Hey, get him on the ground. Didn't see anything downfield, but made a little something out of it.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Golden Gophers headed quickly to the line. They're going to ride this running back. He'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. Moving quickly, trying to rattle the D. Motion from the wideout. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down. Man, that one is going to make this quarterback sick to his stomach. That's almost always automatic for him.
Yeah, that's pitch and catch. That's day one. When you go out and watch practice, the ball very rarely hits the ground unless you have a defender because these QBs and wide receivers are so good. But, man, just a mishap, a little overthrow.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
The Golden Gophers getting set on 1st and 10. Might as well give it to him again. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. The extra point here would tie the game. And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle.
Man, you gotta love the creativity with the tight ends nowadays. They can do so many different things. Does a good job. He slips behind the defense. Defense doesn't know where he went. And what does he do? He gets in for 6.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Looking for a man. It's Gomez. Moving out of the pocket. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And protecting their quarterback is job number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you want to put it up. They got to make sure they take care of him so he can make those plays. Defense wins this rep. They win up front, get to the quarterback, and get the sack.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Shoots it to the left. Got him downfield. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. Tulane right back to the line.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort.
Wide open spaces. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
You got to love the rhythm this quarterback is in here on this drive, guys. 2 completions. He's seeing the safety rotation that time. Saw the one-on-one matchup he wanted. Took his shot. He is in a groove.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. On the direct snap, it's Dobbs. And he's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it for the first quarter. It's been punch, counter-punch throughout the early part of this game as we take a look at the first quarter stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. They'll move the wide receiver. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Makes the catch. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down.
Now, a fourth down.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. The decision to go for it does not pan out. This offense is stuck way back in its own end of the field. Looking to throw on first down. Looking to the big tight end. Wide open downfield. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
That'll put a smile on the OC's face to get a little breathing room. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 38. Fighting off the defender.
QBs that can run completely change your game. I mean, every single bit of it. You have to understand now as a pass rusher, I got to keep him in the pocket. I got to understand all the zone read concepts and the power read and the jet read, all the different things they can do to you. So, you know, having a guy back there at the helm that can run the football, you better be alert of it from the first play to the end of the fourth quarter.
Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Offense getting set for first down. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Caught over the middle, it's Moon. He'll work his way down to the 28.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25. And the Golden Gophers are in the hurry-up.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Wants to fire on second down. Bringing the heat. He's got an open man. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Back has it. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota! Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skilled players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Running to Green. Gets it out to the 33 before he goes out of bounds. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Looking to throw, it's Gomez. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Underneath toasted coverage, got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Green Wave. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
One of the things I love about this quarterback, David, is that he keeps his eyes downfield when he gets outside the pocket. He might have had an opportunity to take off running with that, but he knew he had an opportunity for an even bigger play. And how about the run after the catch?
And that's great. You love that about the quarterbacks, but it's so frustrating when you got a guy that just breaks the container of the pocket, breaks down your defense. Now you got to cover longer in the back end, and you can tell he comes free, he sees him, catches it, and walks right into the end zone.
The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create some. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Wants to go up top on first down. On target. Didn't pick up a lot there, but he does get out of bounds, and we're at the 2-minute timeout. The Golden Gophers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. The give to the running back from the shotgun. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Whatever the fastest tempo they have is, that's what they'll use. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Nice job by this offense converting the 3rd down. Listen, 3rd and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. 3rd downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
Rides the back on the option, the give. Got the first down and more. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Now he's looking to throw it. Pressure coming. He'll pull it down. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Golden Gophers!
Number 1.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground, take the lead going into the half, take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
21, Tulane, 14.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to pass, it's Gomez. Here's the pressure. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
2nd and 10, he'll throw again. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
Tulane comes to the line. Lots of work to do on third down. Under fire. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
QBs and receivers on third down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
3 straight incompletions, and undaunted, they'll go for it on 4th and 10. Quarterback making adjustments. Wide receiver going in motion. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Unloads it left. A tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Tulane! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
Great job of execution in the passing game. QB and his target on the exact same page. The extra point now is going to tie this thing up. And they've got some real momentum here heading in at halftime.
Well, you could draw a line in the middle and he would have hit that thing. And that extra point leaves us deadlocked here in the second. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Wants to throw on first down. He's moving out of the pocket. And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there, I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds. As long as it passes the line of scrimmage, we go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Motion from the wide receiver. Right back up top on 2nd and 10. Flushed out of the pocket. And with not much doing downfield, he found his parents open in the stands and threw it to them.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throwaway.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. These corners going to give these receivers some space. Got a first down. There he goes. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Minnesota!
And that is going to leave the head coach scratching his head. The final play of the first half, your opponent runs the ball, and you can't tackle him and get him down with all those bodies back playing prevent. That is a terrible job of defense, and to add insult to injury, you've now given up the lead.
We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. About to start here in the second half. Tulane will kick it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the 3rd quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
Trying to get behind the defense. Pulls it in And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line. You get a play like that and you feel like you can go in and finish the deal. It'll be 1st and 10 from just inside the 50. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on 1st down. It's caught. Oh, he's got some space. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals. A 1st down run on the doorstep. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Gets it out fast. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
They forced ahead just a bit, not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
Yeah, and this is an interesting decision, right? You got a good lead, a solid lead. A field goal now puts you up by more than a touchdown, which is a great place to be. Or do you want to stay ultra aggressive, go for the gusto, and go for the touchdown?
He'll toss it. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
And was there ever any doubt, guys? 4th and goal, you got to turn around, give it to your bell cow. Just know he's going to find a way to get it in the end zone, and he did exactly that.
Minnesota, 35. Tulane, 21.
And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turn.
He's going for the big play. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
Well, I like the aggressive nature by the quarterback there. He's trying to take a shot down the field. Just a better play by the defense forcing the incompletion.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down, or else they are really in trouble. He might want another play. Back to pass, it's Gomez. Looking left. Finds his man, it's Dobbs. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. Tulane right back to the line.
Well, offensively, they knew they were going to have some matchups they could take advantage of in this one, and all of a sudden, this quarterback has now over 300 yards passing in the game. Defensively, David, he has got them on their heels.
And he's been showing you a little bit of everything. He can throw it all over the field to all different receivers, to his tight ends, to his running backs. Really has the ability to spread it around, and now over 300 yards. Still some time left, and he can put up even bigger numbers. And, heck, go chase some awards, man. Get some postseason awards. Get an All-American. Just put up a day.
With the catch, it's Moncrief. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. The quick out. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38, and these guys are on the move. This Tulane offense has a great drive going.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come over, getting him the football, making the 1st down, and they liked...
Got it! And he will score! Touchdown, Green Wave! If you're able able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing. For this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. Give to the running back. Using that running game to bludgeon forward, he's got 4 down to the 35. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. They're down to the 20, 1st and 10. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the catch. He thought he might turn that into a score, but the defense able to wrestle him down short. They'll stop him at the 3. They use those back-to-back explosives to set him up 1st and goal. Motion from the wideout. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he wanted the score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2.
Well, the offense just trying to go with a little touch pass this time, down close to the goal line, giving it to the receiver and hoping his speed is going to be able to outflank the defense, but nowhere to run. Nice stop on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're looking for from the defense. You're expecting runs, 2nd and goal. Got to find a way. You can't give an inch. This part of the field, this yard marker right here, you got to be physical. Nice job by the defense.
Touchdown, Minnesota! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Number 6.
Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the 2nd half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Slips through the line. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. Wants to adjust the pattern. Dropping back, it's Gomez. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Makes a grab on the shot. And they make the tackle, not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the 3rd. We've been treated to an aerial show by these 2 guys so far as you check out their numbers. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They'll move the wide receiver. He's looking to throw. Skips away from pressure. And it's incomplete as he tried to thread that needle to the back corner of the end zone.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
Now on the move. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. His defense didn't hang its head. They've stood tall after the big play. 3rd and goal coming. Got his man on the right. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Green Wave. If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Now they'll try to get another possession with an onside kick. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute, build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Oh, better look out! This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Turning it on! Out of bounds, right at the 20-yard line, edge of the red zone, and they have their eyes on a score.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical 3rd down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
Wide receiver going in motion. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. They'll give him maybe one on the play. It's down to the 20.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
He's got it on the right. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! Boy, do they need that score. Gave them a little cushion as they try to put a stop to this 2-game slide. Lining up for the PAT.
And that is just outstanding execution on that pass play. Great route by the receiver, good timing on the throw by the QB. Receiver catches it in stride, turns on the jets, and is gone.
34.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. Looking to throw, it's Gomez. Almost had the completion, just missed it.
When you talk about versatility at the running back spot, you got to talk about this guy in the conversation. He already has caught a touchdown on this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I'm on offense.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Throws for the tight end. Finds a man in the middle. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions. Got to continue to get these first downs. Move quick. Don't be in a hurry. But they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
They'll snap it from the 39. 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. They've avoided the interception all day, but they're lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down.
And, man, did the defense just miss an opportunity that they could have turned the lights out with the lead, get the football back here. Missed opportunity. Maybe this offense now can take advantage and swing some momentum in this football game.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
There's nothing better than being a defensive lineman and and a defense, period, that pressure the quarterback, that gets hits on him, that make him feel uncomfortable, especially when you come into their building and you get everybody really, really quiet. That's a great feeling.
The Green Wave lining up, facing 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. With the catch, it's Dobbs. Got room at the 35. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28.
Well, trailing like they are right now in the 4th quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. You can't afford a lot of incompletions at this point. Everybody is going to need to be on the same page moving forward.
Lets it fly deep downfield. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the 1st down. Tulane right back to the line. To throw, it's Gomez. Trying to pull his way in. Touchdown, Tulane. A great catch and run for 6.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open, and he's able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Using his legs to buy some time. He gets the 2-point conversion, and we've got a ball game. They're down by 7. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. Trailing by a touchdown here in the 4th, they'll try to get it back with the onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
And that is why they're called the hands team, people, on onside kicks. Great job jumping on that ball.
The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Picks up the 1st down. Breaks into the open. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Minnesota! As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, a couple of Mountain West teams colliding in a game that could have some implications. Alabama has the lead right now, but this Tide crowd is restless. They just haven't been able to separate themselves yet here inside Bryant-Denny. They're up by a field goal over Wisconsin. We've got our finger on the pulse of everything in the Mountain West and all around college football. Guys?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David. Pulls it in on the left. Turning on the Jets. Inside the touchdown, Green Wave. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. That's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Attempt the try. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. So see quarterback, 1 snap, put it in the end zone. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. They'll try the run. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. The clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Let's go. Direct snap. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. big third down play here. If they get a stop, you'll see an immediate timeout. And the defense knew exactly where that first down line was, and they stopped him short. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Now, this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires to the wideout. Hauls it in easily enough for the first down. And not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. And the Golden Gophers will line it up on 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Here's the handoff. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
And that's exactly what you would expect from this offense. Listen, when you're in that 1 to 2 minute range and you got the football and you got a lead, it's smash mouth, it's keep that clock running, it's ground game. So interesting now on this 3rd down what they do next, but we got to keep that clock moving.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Looks as if he's going to run it. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! And they take it in for 6 more points. They appear to be headed to the win column for the first time this year.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a 2-possession game. And guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd.
Set to advance on the football.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. To do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Wants to throw. It's Gomez. Got it in the middle. It's Dobbs. Knocked down at the 26 after ripping off 10 there. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And the defense is smelling blood in the water at this juncture. They know the offense is going to throw it, and that's why you see these D linemen and linebackers, man, they are pinning their ears back, getting after the quarterback, and the hit that time helped force the incompletion.
And that is incomplete.
Well, the quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
Tulane comes to the line. Lots of work to do on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on 4th down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the 2nd half, but we saw them try to go for it on 4th down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
On 4th down, going to the air. And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see if the offense gets a reprieve. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game.
Result of the play is a turnover.
Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And with things in their favor on the scoreboard, the quarterback's favorite play in the playbook, the old kneel down from victory formation. Plenty of fireworks in this one, a lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
And it's amazing how much offenses have just boomed in college football. So good, so many ways to hurt you, and you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And man, we saw that here today.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation.